Hi guys, welcome to another video. So on today's video we're gonna revisit a mod that we installed almost 2 years ago, so you don't want to lose this one. Roll the intro. As I've mentioned in the intro of this video, we're gonna revise a mod that we installed 2 years ago now, and that is the Whiteline rear anti-roll bar. There's a common mod on among the FN2 owners. This is not going to be how to install this because I think the instructions, although are not brilliant, are good enough, and there's plenty of videos. There's Modfix installing this to this rear bar. There's a channel guy in Australia doing this, and I think there's other one called SpareTime Network. Sorry if I'm not spelling the channel correctly, that have done this. And to be honest, there's plenty of information about that. What I'm gonna do is what you need to be prepared to face when installing these ones, because there's gonna be bolts that will be too short, U-clamps that will not reach what you want, and you might need to have extra bolts just in case. So what I'm gonna do is let's jump under the car and see the progress I've done so far with the installation. So I'll point out what you guys gonna have to address, so you don't have to make the same mistake as me, because it's the second time I'm installing this and this is the second time I'm having problems. So the kit will come with a bunch of stickers, so don't worry, you're gonna have more than enough stickers for your Whiteline bar. Will come with some general instructions. I'm missing my one for the anti-roll bar, which is for the FN2, but that's pretty much it. I'll put a picture of the full kit here because obviously I'm lazy and I didn't took any pictures when I had the kit. Okay, right guys, so first of all, you're already seeing the bracket in place. The way you mount this bracket here, we're using a big washer here and a small washer here with a nut, and you basically tighten this up. The manual actually says to have this bit on top and the nut on the bottom. I prefer to do it this way because the issue you got is there's a hole here, so the water can get in, and then it will start to the rust procedure. So it will start to rust. So I decided to go this way, but as I've mentioned, is a big washer here, small washer on top, and that's pretty much it. These brackets, they rust like nothing, so if you're planning to get one of these kits, I'll recommend it to get it painted. I mean, the best thing is to powder coat it because it's thicker, and then that will last pretty much for all its life. I had this zinc coated before and it was still rusting. One of the issues you're gonna have with this bracket is to make it sit with these holes here. You will notice there's a few holes here, and that's because the plan is to use these rubber stoppers where your coil sits and make sure they go through the hole, and let me tell you, they don't. It's really hard to get it centered and make these holes to go together, so I had to put actual bolt to center it, and then put this and then remove the bolt. So it's not the best bracket in the world. So we got two issues here. So it doesn't line up properly, it rusts. So what is the next issue within this bracket? So one of the bolts they provide you is this small one, and this basically holds the side of the bracket to the side of the spring mount. Let me show you here. So you can see here, where's my finger? You can see here there's a bolt here that holds this bracket, that holds the brake line or the handbrake line, and they provide you this small bolt. Right, so at this point you already got this bracket on, which is what I have here, and now you need to put this setup to hold your anti-roll bar. So this comes with a U-bolt that basically goes around the beam, then is kept held with these two nuts. The issue you got with these bolts is sometimes they are not long enough to get enough thread here. So what you have to do is basically bend them a little bit, so this way, so it will be enough to clear the rear axle, but at the same time gives you a bit more space to fit this. So you'll see that I've also powder coated this bracket because they also rust for fun, so you need to be careful about these ones. You'll see that there's a green tape, so to speak, in both ends of my Whiteline bar. That's because you need to keep a distance between those two sides, and that's in the manual, so I'll put a picture of what the manual says right now. And as you can see, this green tape is just to make sure that I'm at the right distance between the two, and that's pretty much it. So what's left to do? So the other side is pretty much done. This side, I still have to put the spring, but it just gives you an idea, sorry, how it looks. So there you go. So you got your washer, big washer here, then you got this small washer here, and then your cup, so to speak, goes here in the middle. Yep. And that is the rubber mount in. I just want to make one little note. So you don't actually need to remove the springs to do this job. The reason I'm doing it is because it's I'm doing this anyway, so I had to remove the rear beam, so that's why I'm doing this again, but you don't need to. But let me tell you, it's not easy to do this with the spring on, because it's really hard to get the bolt inside or the nut inside. So yeah, be aware of that. So as you can see on this bar, I got 1, 2, 3. So these are the settings for the anti-roll bar. So from left to right is from soft to hardness. So if you want your car to be as hard as possible in the rear, if that's even a thing, you put it on this hole. If you want it to be a bit soft, you put it on the 2 rear ones. But as you can see, I don't have 2 rear ones. Well, let me show you. This is how it should look. So 2 holes here and 2 holes in the back. So soft, harder, harder and harder. So why did I have to cut one of the holes out? That's because I'm running TDI North 3-inch exhaust, and as you can see, this pipe, which is the final bit of the exhaust, is extremely close to the anti-roll bar. I had to cut some of it out because it was hitting the exhaust. So if you're running an aftermarket exhaust, and I'm pretty sure this is the same for they were 70mm one, and anything with a big resonator in the back, you gonna have this issue. So you lose one of the settings. So yep, that's another issue for you about this. And again, this is not a complaint, is this just for you guys to be aware that this is what you might be facing. Right guys, so issues aside, let's crack on and finish up installing the bar, and then I'll give you my final feedback about the bar, because I had the bar before I had my coilovers, and and now I've got coilover, so I'll let you know if after all this 15 faft and all these messy things and things that are really bad design in my opinion, if it's still worth to buy the Whiteline anti-roll bar. So let's crack on with this.
Dude, is that a Supra?
Some heads up, so when you're doing the drop links, just remember they're gonna have to lock the inner shaft, so to speak, of the drop link with an Allen key and then lock it, otherwise the drop link will rotate. So let's see if I can get this right. That's now locked. Of course I put this the wrong way around, and that's it. Now we just tighten it up, make sure that's nice and tight. Okay, key here and push this. Forgot to mention about this. So basically, Whiteline recommends to put this back. This is almost like a splash guard from underneath, but to do that you're gonna have to drain all this bit, because obviously now you got the bracket. So I'll just leave the picture what you should do, and yeah, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with this, to be honest. Right guys, so this is next day. I didn't have time to film the outro. Yesterday it was getting really dark. Well, winter is approaching, isn't it? Winter is coming. So I didn't have too much time to record the final results. I'll just do a quick cinematic after the outro, just to show you all it looks. So after all these things that I had to change, all the missing bolts or not long bolts, would I buy this kit again? So the answer is yeah, because I still think it's one of the best handling mods you can get for the car. You can get nice discounts on Black Friday, and actually Whiteline does like 20% now and then, so you can get them with a fair bit of discount on these anyway. So again, for the money I think it's one of the best mods. Yes, the brackets don't line up properly, yes, you're missing the right length bolts, they rust, but everything that I had to change or modify I could do it with my tools, so I didn't need to go to a garage to do it myself, so I think that's a plus. And for what you get from the kit, I really think that's a good buy. So this pretty much sums up this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and just let me know in the comments if you have this kit and if you plan to get this kit and what's been your experience. So that's it from me. I'm FN2 Ops, and just leave you with this cinematics. Bye.